leader, Mr. Bruce Bowen, President and CEO of Scotiabank Jamaica. Mr. Wayne Powell. I didn't know when it sees this location, my target is going to go up. The lady who holds the purse string, Mrs. Rosemary Pilliner, our Executive Vice President for Operations. Our other colleagues are here, distinguished guests and friends. A very special Montego Bay and Western Jamaica. Welcome to this official groundbreaking ceremony of the new Scotiabank Financial Center. And I did not say branch. We're really excited about getting to this point, and hopefully in another 18 to 24 months, there'll be even more excitement when we open this location. I am Michael Shaw, the District Vice President for the North, and I'm very pleased to be here today. My supervisors think that I spend my days on the beach, but not quite so. I do, in fact, do some work. My role here today is to quickly guide you through this afternoon's proceeding, which will be very brief. So I want to thank you all for coming out. In one of our rural locations, there was a very colorful gentleman who stood outside of one of our branches to try and solicit coins from some people. So his obvious mode of trying to solicit those coins was to extend one hand. As time progresses, we realized that he was no longer extending one hand, he was extending two hands. So somebody went to him and said, "Jacko, what has changed? I realized that you're no longer extending one hand, you're extending two hands." He said, "Well, business got so good, we decided to open another branch." Well, the Minister of Finance is not here, so I can say business is good for us and we're going to open another branch. I'll get straight into it. We are very pleased today to have our first speaker, Mr. Davon Crump. He is the President of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce. Would you welcome him, please?
Gentlemen, good afternoon to you. The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry congratulates the Bank of Nova Scotia in its newest expansion of business here in our city of Montego Bay on this their official groundbreaking ceremony. Your noble institution has had a long rewarding relationship with the city of Montego Bay, and we are now very pleased that we can be sharing in your successes here this afternoon. We salute your fortitude and wish you continued development. As the umbrella organization for business interests in Montego Bay, the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry continues to work with its members to ensure the orderly development of our city. We are therefore heartened when we see large corporate entities such as yours continue to expand and offer its varied products and services to our community. But this cannot stop here. I'm sure that the Bank of Nova Scotia holds very high on its list the good corporate citizen element, and we thank you for your support of the Chamber activities over the years and invite you to continue to fight with us as we seek to improve the economic viability of our town. Your collaboration is necessary as together we build and seek to uplift the city of Montego Bay. When we look back at the commercial development of our city, we see where banks, including yours, added to the rich architecture of our town square with the renaissance of the classical Georgian architecture. Your impressive physical structure no doubt provided a safe haven for persons to transact their business with comfort and ease. You have shown here today that you indeed expect to carry on that tradition with even more facilities for the citizens of Montego Bay. Montego Bay certainly has grown from a small shipping port into the leading tourist resort in the Caribbean and a major contributor to the country's GDP through its tourism, ICT, and of course the banking sector. You have chosen to join the expanding commercial boom here on this side of our town and will no doubt take your rightful place among the commercial giants here. We know that we will have the privilege of sharing your first-class state-of-the-art facility, and we look forward to that experience soon. So the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry again congratulates the Bank of Nova Scotia on their construction of this financial center, and we do look forward to your continued support of this town. Thank you.
We're going to blow you guys away. The Flying Hess is going to take over Western Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, the work will be done by, or will be led by Liam Day and Brian Golson of BCQS International, David Golson of HLC Structural and Civil Engineer, and Ewan Williams of Design Collaborative Architects. On a number of occasions, your worship has approached me, and we have worked on a few projects together. His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Glendon Harris, to address us.
Thank you very much, my good friend, Mr. Shaw, District Vice President, Minister Folks Abrahams, Mr. Bowen, a man that wants a residence here in Montego Bay, Mr. Porter, Reverend Dr. Keane, my good friend, Mr. Davon Crump, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for those that are in Montego Bay for the first time, coming from elsewhere in the island, as a tourist to Montego Bay, I specifically want to welcome you. And I would want to ensure that this visit here is a memorable one, and that you too would want a residence here in Montego Bay. Dr. Angela Samuels Harris, you have made Montego Bay your place, and I must commend you being the only person from the West sitting on a Scotia board at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my pleasure on behalf of the City of Montego Bay and the Parish of St. James to greet you at this groundbreaking ceremony. Scotiabank has had a long relationship with Jamaica, dating back to the early 1800s. And early in those days, Montego Bay was high on their list. In Montego Bay, Scotiabank is a landmark. We know of several ventures of Scotiabank here in Montego Bay, and we know of their work and worth. They have been a partner to the government of Jamaica, and as Mr. Shaw mentioned earlier, to us locally. They have partnered with us on several of our activities, and even the mayor's charity that we go on the drive in December. The first call goes to Scotiabank, and the first check is usually received from Scotiabank. We are grateful for that, and as you today display the confidence in Montego Bay, the most attractive place in Jamaica, and if it is the most attractive place in Jamaica, it is the most attractive place in the world, because Jamaica is paradise. On that note, we really want to thank Scotia Group for standing up at this time. It was Dr. Robert Schuller, famous preacher, famous author, leader, preacher, founding preacher of the Crystal Cathedral, that said, and he wrote a book entitled Tough Time Does Not Last, Tough People Do. And for the confidence at this time displayed in doing this monument, this center, this financial center here in Montego Bay, shows that Scotiabank has weathered the storm and has the guts to be the tough people that will ensure that Scotia lasts. Congratulations, thank you, and on behalf of the citizens, we want to express that gratitude that you have chosen Montego Bay at this time to build this wonderful center. God bless you and all the best.
Strength and fortitude by growing. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We believe in our people, we believe in ourselves, we believe in our process. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not often have the opportunity of having our president here with us. So I will share a bit about him before inviting him to come and speak. As president, Mr. Porter oversees all the bank's business lines. He joined Scotiabank in 1981 and held various management positions, including Deputy Chairman of Scotia Capital, one of Scotia Group Jamaica Limited in 2011, and he is with us here today. He reminded me outside that almost 2 years ago, we had a little meeting on this very plot of land, and he said to me, I will see it through. And today is here to ensure that it goes through. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Brian Porter.
Distinguished guests, good afternoon. On behalf of my colleagues, it's a pleasure to be here in Montego Bay today, and thank you, Mr. Crump and your worship, for your very kind comments. I'm delighted today to welcome you to the groundbreaking ceremony for our new financial center. Our business here in Montego Bay is growing, and in analyzing the needs of our customers, we knew not only that we had outgrown our Westgate branch, but also that the time had come to provide a modern, comprehensive destination for financial services that will serve the wider Montego Bay, but particularly the growing community around this area. This project can be referenced against our continued commitment to Jamaica and Scotiabank's continued role in the growth and development of the country. It is the strength of that relationship and our more than 124 years in Jamaica that drives us to work hard at improving how we meet the needs of our customers and contributing to their individual visions of success. As we mark the start of construction of a new home for our operations, we are certain that when complete, this building will be the best in its class for its design and for the ease and comfort that will be delivered to our customers. The design will also factor in current concerns about the environment, energy efficiency, and we will use the opportunity presented in the construction of this new building to take advantage of available technologies that are kinder to the environment and more cost-effective. Although we are proud of what the construction will look like, it is important to note that the building, with its concrete, glass, and steel, does not define our bank. We are defined instead by the ways in which we move to help our customers discover possibilities for themselves, their families, and their businesses. The people who will occupy this space will be the very best definition of Scotiabank, because they are part of the vision of engineering sustainable prosperity for our customers, for the community here in Montego Bay. Thank you again for sharing this wonderful occasion with us, and we look forward to serving you once the doors are open. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Porter.